This is what 1000 hours of Brimstone looks like. First, let's talk about some of the things I've learned while playing Brimstone. The first thing we're going to talk about is Brimstone's ultimate. It's such a strong ultimate, but so many Brimstone players try to save it for the best moment to use it. And while doing this, they miss out on many moments where they can just use the ultimate to get a kill or two and win the round. But instead, they try to save it for that perfect moment that never turns up until it's too late. Too often, I watch people hold it for so long that by the time they use it, they could have gained another ultimate to use. One thing I like to do is when I'm playing on defense, I always just pop the ultimate the moment the attackers try to plant the spike. While sometimes this doesn't generate a kill, it usually always deals damage and delays enough time for the rest of my team to rotate and fight the site before they can plant. When playing on attack side, I like to use it while pushing a site on commonly held areas by defenders. For example, think of spots like lamps on Bind or tower on Fracture. If we have some sort of other ultimate to push the site, or defenders don't commonly play in these spots, I will save it a little bit for when I have a little bit more information on where they are playing, so I can try and generate a kill, at least to help my team. And if neither of those options are viable, it becomes an incredible piece of post-plant utility that clears such a wide area around the spike and delays a good amount of time on the defuse. Another thing that needs to be talked about is the smokes. A super common thing with Brimstone is people try to save his utility for the perfect moments, that ends up meaning utility is never down in time. Especially on defense side. I see tons of Brimstone smoking way too late for the team when attackers have already pushed out onto the site. When playing Brimstone, you need to use the smokes less sparingly. They aren't expensive bits of utility, and while they don't regenerate, their 20-second timer means it doesn't matter if they go down a few seconds early, they still delay tons of time for your team. Another thing that separates the good Brimstones from the okay ones is something you probably don't really expect from some Brimstone players, but it's molly lineups. Brimstone's molly does tons of damage and is great for stopping attackers from pushing onto the sites, or you don't need lineups for basic things like throwing the molly into a choke point. Having some sort of lineup to delay both spike plant and spike diffusers is a great way at keeping control of the round, which is strong for both you and your team as it gives you all the time to get into positions to keep fighting the plant or defuse. Overall, the main things you notice from newer Brimstone players is that they're scared to use their utility at a long time, and they end up not using it at all, because they keep waiting for the perfect moment which, realistically, it just doesn't exist. If you're one of these players, just throw your utility down whenever, it could help. You're on defense and a teammate heard a couple steps in A main? Just throw a smoke down to help them. They're full rushing the site on the other side? Your stim beacon can help all players on your site rotate much quicker to help the rest of your team, which can mean the difference between holding the site and playing retake on it. Let's look at a couple rounds in this Fracture game I recently played, and I'll talk about my thought processes so you can understand why I did what I did, which you can integrate into your end game to get a huge head start on learning and becoming a strong Brimstone main. We're going to start with the pistol round. You can see that I start the round in the spawn. This because on Fracture, you're able to smoke all 4 potential points the attackers are going to try pushing from, just by sitting in your spawn. I play like this on most pistol rounds on this map, because most attackers like to insta-rush a site, so I like to be ready with smokes wherever they decide to push. We get contact at A, so I smoke the main and rush towards the site to help my team, and when I get there, I molly A main to stop attackers from pushing through the smoke. I re-smoke A site just in case and I move towards B site, but as it turns out, they are still A, so I smoke the door and I push up towards rope. I slow peek and kill the breach, which drops the spike, and I comm that to my team. And because my team was good that there's one more sands, I throw the stim beacon down as I want to swing quickly to try and catch them off guard with the stim's speed. Turns out he wasn't aiming at me, and it's a very easy kill. This round, I start by placing smokes on both A main and the door, which I follow up with mollying the door because attackers have liked to push through into sands on the past rounds. I hold a kind of crossfire with my teammate in CT, and we both kill the players pushing into the site to make this a very easy round. This round I start with sitting in spawn again as I'm unsure where attackers are going to try and push. There's contact B, so I smoke main and go into canteen. I see the fade ult and I get ready to molly the push if the ult detects anyone. But it doesn't, so I turn around and go towards A. As I'm expecting the A push, I smoke the main early just in case they're pushed up further than we expect. As we get contact A, I stim beacon to help me and Neon get a little bit of extra space, and once again I molly main to deal damage or delay their push. I move towards Neon as there are guns available on the floor, and we know the last two are in main. We push, I get the trade, and it's a nice thrifty round from us. We have no chamber trip on Dish this round, so I insta-smoke Dish to avoid a push from there. I then smoke Arcade as one of our B players heard steps in that area. I push back up rope to hold drop, just in case they decide to jump through my smoke, and I know I'm safe from main as Chamber was pushed up close to their spawn. They kill Chamber, so I know they're close A, so I insta-smoke to hopefully delay their push while my team rotates. I re-peek drop and kill Reyna, so now they know I'm here. I hear the steps on their door and the door opening, so I swing for the fight. A little risky, but because I had no smokes, it's not as big an impact on the retake if I had died. 2 teammates die on B, so it's clearly a B push. I play slow, expecting Jet to try and take some space, thinking we were only just leaving A site. I hold potential flanks on Neon while he pushes into the site. We heard one main, and I moved to check tower as there was no arcade peek. Neon kills the main player, and I kill the tower player, so we both clutch this round for our team. Now let's look at attack and pistol round. Remember I said attackers like to insta-rush a site? Yeah, I'm one of those people. I buy full utility so I can triple smoke close to site and stim beacon all 5 of us through main. There's only Viper site, so we easily overwhelm her and take the site. I rush out holding the smokes as we know the site is clear, and I kill Reyna who tries to push out a drop. I hold the cross while my team plants. My team gets the kills before they even reach me, so it becomes a very easy round off of a quick 5-man stim beacon push, which I would definitely recommend trying for yourself. This round we decided to default a little bit as some of the defenders have been trying to flank us in previous rounds. We lose the first fight, but none of us move from our positions. We just slowly take a little bit more space towards both sides looking for a fight. I get very bad timing in grabbing this orb when Jet swings me, but I still manage to get the kill, which Fade follows up with another kill. Due to this, the rest of our team move towards B side for an execute. Fade dies while I'm throwing my smokes down, which is my fault to be honest, but I threw them down anyway. We decide not to push, but I'm hoping that throwing my smokes down makes defenders slow to rotate from the site. As Breach is on A site, I smoke CT and rush to the site. I grab the orb as my ultimate can be a round winning ult in this scenario. I stim beacon out to make up for the time lost grabbing the orb, and rush to plant for main. I give the spike to Breach because he has one off his ultimate, which is another round winning ult in this scenario, and I get hit by Breach aftershock and a flash. I take one hit from the aftershock to make sure I'm in cover when the flash pops and instantly swing back out for info. I use our Breach ultimate to move back into main as I can use my molly to delay plant and play crossfire with Breach from here. I check behind at first as we are unsure on the other two. However, we get comms that they're both towards CT. I'm walled off, so I tell Breach to play as much time as he can as I have molly for spike. He dies, so I molly the spike to delay time for the Viper wall to drop. I hold a weird angle hoping to catch someone off guard if they push me. I kill Viper, turning this into a 1v1, with time on my side. I crouch to make my hitbox as small as possible and to dodge the Reyna's shots from sight. I know when he taps that he has to stick this spike or he doesn't have enough time, so I try to wide swing out for the kill. Reyna insta headshots me, but I've delayed enough time for us to win the round. If you guys enjoyed this video and found any of this helpful, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. If you have any other questions about playing Brimstone, leave them in the comments down below and I'll answer them for you. But for now, I've been Seeker, thanks for watching, good luck in your end games, and goodbye.